Okay, here we go. We are re-recording over this because I want to take a look at the draft, and I know I was playing tired, so I made some mistakes, and I want to kind of look at what the hell I was thinking. We open a decent pack, Murder and Rogues Gallery, Echo Inspector, all good cards. Ledger Shredder, I haven't played with it, but it seems okay. It's just a cheap flyer, and over time, it can lead you to some card selection. It can grow. Once you get that second counter on it, it gets 4 toughness, which is tough to deal with for a lot of decks. So I think we're going to lead there. And my draft strategy so far has been to do black-red, and this gets me drafted in blue. So maybe I can take this in a different direction. Not sure I'm going to wheel anything. In a perfect world, maybe I wheel Echo Inspector, but probably not going to happen. I'd probably get something back like Big Score or Backup Agent or something. Here's another good pack. This is our first mistake because we spend all our time just babbling and lose track of what that, and we don't actually pre-select a card. It's a tough pick between Knockout Blow and Body Dropper. I believe the correct pick is Knockout Blow. Not only did the stats back that up, but it also leaves us open to Brokers or Obscura in this draft. Now, I'm a lot more comfortable drafting Maestros and drafting Black-Red, and you have to factor that in when you're drafting. Like, what deck do you play best? But yeah, I think the correct pick here would be Knockout Blow, followed by Body Dropper, and after that, maybe Obscura, Initiate, or Civil Servant. Civil Servant is a house, and Green-White is a real deck in this format. So, but we completely blank because we're looking around, and we get the auto picker. Self-own. So now we have 4 good black cards, a good white card, and a Skybridge Towers here. So last pack, if we were thinking straight, we take Knockout Blow or Body Dropper. Either one of those, we have a good follow-up. If we take the Knockout Blow, I think we take Raffine's Informant or Skybridge Towers here. Probably lean towards the 2-drop, to be honest. And then if we take Body Dropper, I think I take Girder Goons here over Whack. I do like to lock up solid removal. That gives -X, -X. So Deal Gone Bad and Whack are very good against shield decks. And shield is a very, very good mechanic in this format. So I think it's good to lock up Whack if you can see it, a copy of it. So you can take out like a shield creature or something. That being said, I think it's still probably correct to take a Girder Goons there, especially if we take the Body Dropper beforehand. Right here, see Obscura Storefront, Echo Inspector, Maestros Theater, Raffine's Silencer, and Gathering Throng. So it's looking really good for the Obscura colors. Should be, I think, no matter what direction we would have went, we take Raffine's Silencer here. I haven't gotten a chance to play with this one yet, but it seems kind of interesting to me, especially with casualty cards. So we'll definitely want to give that one a try. It has some upside. Getting 2-for-1s for your opponent. Also, it's very good defensively, of course. So, and then Obscura Maestros tend to play more control-y games. And yeah. And I don't mind playing that type of style either. Here's our first real blank. We see Rooftop Nuisance and Exhibition Magician. Now, if we were on the Body Dropper path, it's a clear Exhibition Magician here. If we would have taken some of the white cards and gone down that route, we would have taken Rooftop Nuisance in Obscura. That helps us draw into more spells for Ledger Shredder. It helps us play more of that tempo game, but I'm cool taking an Exhibition Magician and just chalking up a random ass Act 1, pick 2 L. Huge fucking L. So it is what it is at this point. You know, we're not going to drop, so might as well try to salvage it and see how many wins we can get out of this pile. But that being said, it's still looking okay. Here we see a card that I love, Dig Up the Body. I want a copy of this in every black deck that I'm playing, because obviously there's the mill synergies. If you only have one creature to sacrifice, you can sacrifice that creature, copy Dig Up the Body, get that back, and then after you mill 4 times, you're probably going to get another creature to find. So just great value, instant speed, casualty 1. I think just a lot of upside with Dig Up the Body. And with the Connive cards, you can kind of set up your graveyard the way you want. And it's just really good. Here we see another Rafine Silencer, so we're all in. We don't know if we're black-blue or black-red at this point, but we know that we're playing black cards. That's all we know, all we care about. If we know we're base black, it's probably better to be Maestros than an Obscura, because Obscura is the base blue guild or family. Now we see a Girder Goons and a Newsy. I think the first copy of Girder Goons is going to be better in black-red. Obviously, if you're blue-red, self-mill, you can go with the Newsy. But here we don't even know if we're blue yet. We could be Riveteers if we see some busted green card, right? So we pick up the land just in case. We do end up Riveteers. Believe that pick. What a dumb pick. Knowing me, I would have taken the Body Dropper, and we would have been in between Riveteers and Maestros at this point. But probably correct to be Obscura here. Right. Blank, just cleaning out the dregs of this. There's one thing I've noticed in this format is that there's a lot of unplayable cards. Or not unplayables, but just filler. A lot of commons you really don't want to see in your deck. Keldaya Strongarm and Warm Welcome are playables, but they have not impressed me. Green has not impressed me. Outside of Jewel Thief, I really don't like commons in green. You see a Graveyard Shift, happy to see that. There's a 7-drop called Dust Mangler, that's an uncommon in black. That combos well with Graveyard Shift. And so, gonna keep an eye out for that as well. I think that card's a house, and it's just super fun. So despite the mispick, pack 1 went okay. And now we see a Nightclubber, an Inspiring Overseer, a Rigo, which is crazy if you can get the fish tokens with it. Inspiring Overseer being the best common in the set. I don't even think it's very close, I mean. But Nightclubber is a fantastic uncommon. Kills all the citizen tokens, kills all the fishes, kills all the X1s, of which there are a lot in this format. So we're going to be first picking Clubber for sure. Now we see the Dust Mangler we were looking for and another Inspiring Overseer, along with an Expendable Lackey. So we could have had 2 Inspiring Overseers in this first pack. If we were Obscura, we would have taken Inspiring Overseer over the Mangler, I think, even though we have great Shift. Now we see a Toulouse. This is great. We can definitely play this, even if we're Maestros, because of the hybrid mana costs in it. Haven't gotten a chance to play with this rare yet, so looking forward to trying that out. We also saw an Exhibition Magician, maybe at Wheels. Now we see a Strangle, another Inspiring Overseer. Could have had 3 of them in this pack, along with the Toulouse, so that would have been a crazy start. But we're happy with Fairy Vandal. We do have quite a few Connive cards already. 2 Rafine Silencers, Toulouse, potentially Revel Ruiner, Girder Goons draws a second card. So we have different Connive things already. And also any Blitz cards on your turn, of course, draw a second card. Right here, pretty clear Body Dropper. There's a Rafine's Informant, so if we did go the Obscura route, we'd still be sitting pretty. But we're happy where we're at. It looks like we might be base blue or base black blue, and then splashing for the red. Obviously, you generally don't splash 2 drops, but it is what it is. These streets are rough, so pardon the pun. So I'm still happy with where we're at, I think. It's a good idea when you're drafting to build your deck as you're drafting, right? Understand where you're at, what you need, what your gaps are. Right now I can see I have a whack and no other removal, but I do have Nightclubber and 2 Rapine Silencers. So what I'm looking for are obviously 2-drops. You're always looking for 2-drops in this format. And then I'm looking for murders, removal, interaction. Pickpocket, Psychic Pickpocket would be really cool. Now we see Syndicate Infiltrator. This card is a house. Before that, we've been picking up. We picked up Fake Your Own Death. I love this card, Fake Your Own Death, especially with cards like Nightclubber, Girder Goons, and of course Dust Mangler. If you're able to fake your own death on a Dust Mangler, you're just, I mean, odds of you winning that game are pretty much as high as they can go. So I'm liking the core here. Over pack 3, what I'd like to do is remove the red, if I could. Again, you're striving for base 2 colors, splashing for that third if you get those powerful uncommons. And right now, Exhibition Magician, Body Drop is a very powerful common, but in the ideal version of a Maestro, base blue-black Maestros deck, probably don't splash for a Body Dropper. But pick up a late expendable lackey, that is huge, right? That goes very well with our Dig Up the Body. It goes very well with any casualty cards that we can find. So we were really lacking on sack fodder other than our blitz cards. And here, at this point, my cat knocks a jar off of a ledge in its glass and it shatters everywhere. So now I'm going to be auto picking, but thankfully the auto picker got me Deal Gone Bad, which is probably what I would have taken over Disdainful Stroke. I think Disdainful Stroke is fine to play a one-off copy in this format. There's lots of bombs and stuff like Elspeth or Titan of Industry that are just game-wrecking, and there's really nothing you can do because their ETB effects are so powerful. So there's also that Workshop Chief for 5 mana. That card, whatever, is devastating. So trying to pick up after this cat so there's not glass on the floor. While drafting is an acquired skill. So we're just letting the auto picker do the thing. Quick Draw Dagger should never go last pick. This card is good. I don't care what anyone says. That card is good. It's just straight good. Alright, so last pack here. We open another rare we can't play. But we do see a 2-drop that's good sack fodder. We see a Tramway Station, Pugnacious Pugilist, which is, I would definitely splash for it. That card is a house. There's Mayhem Patrol. If you're base black-red, a Mayhem Patrol makes up the core of your deck. But of course we see good green and no good. Well, no, we do see good black, a good black card, a good red card, good duel. So, I mean, the Pugnacious Pugilist, Corrupt Court Official, Tramway Station are all acceptable picks here. I'm going to go with the Pugilist just because our deck is looking a little bit more control-y. I have Graveyard Shift. I have Dig Up the Body, so I have ways to get it back if I blitz it in. So I'm not going to need that second red. I'm not going to need to cast it for 5 mana a lot. I'm just usually going to blitz that thing in. And that'll be a finisher along with Dust Mangler for me. And Girder Goons. And 2 Syndicate Infiltrators. This deck is looking very control-y. Fixing is not looking good. I have an Ominous Parcel right now. I don't think I picked up... I don't even remember picking up any lands yet. Removal looks fine. I got to run out of town. Deal Gone Bad. Whack. Here we see another Rapine Silencer. A Dig Up the Body. A Riveteer's Outlook. A Mayhem Patrol. And a Xander's Lounge. But we have no fixing, and Xander's Lounge is the best fixing. The Tri-Lands are the best fixing you're going to get. So we're going to take it here over the third Rapine Silencer. And I'm looking okay on playable, so I should be able to fill out the deck. But the thing that's going to kill us is mana problems if we're trying to splash for Body Dropper and Pugilist, and Toulouse is going to be hard to cast, right? 2 blue, 1 black. We're going to want early blue and black, so it's, yeah, you definitely want the fixing there. Here we see premium 2-drop, Corrupt Court Officials, fantastic. Works great with Dig up the body, works great with Fake Your Own Death. Love that card. Absolutely great. We have 2 Syndicate Infiltrators now, so this is going well. We're seeing a good Dimir control-y style deck, which is what I'm cool with playing. Just waiting forever for these clowns to draft. People are still reading the cards. It is what it is, but very frustrating when you just want to build your deck and go play some games. Look at this, 4 packs. Just letting the timer run out. Here we see nada, but Majestic Metamorphosis has a place. It's nowhere near suit up. But one of the things that I forget is that it can enchant an artifact. So you can cast it on a treasure token and turn that into a 4/4 angel. So that means you don't get blown out nearly as much. Here we get gifted a waterfront district, so that's huge for our fixing. I think we have a Riveteer's Outlook as well. Tramway Station, pick 9. There's a Mayhem Patrol, a Plasma Jockey. All very, very good. I think we're okay on fixing here. And I love being able to cycle a Mayhem Patrol is good, but it's probably the responsible thing just to pick up the fixer there. Another dig. Now we have 2 dig up the bodies and a graveyard shift. Probably don't need all of that recursion, so we can cut one of them. So we have 4 fixers, which is good. I think our mana is okay. All we need really is 1 or 2 mountains here, and we should be okay. We have Ominous Parcel as well to fix. Removal is okay. Yeah. Deck is looking pretty solid. Once again, we don't really have any rares to speak of. We have Toulouse and Ledger Shredder, which are okay, but we have no bombs. And, that's just something that I got to get used to. So I'm not going to have those a lot. But it is what it is. Another important thing to do in these drafts is make sure you're counting your mana sources each time, because there is so much fixing. But you just want to have you should, no matter what, have 2 main colors, right? Even if you have a lot of gold cards, you should have 2 main colors. And you want at least 8 sources for those 2 main colors, or else you can stumble. There are a lot of tempo-based decks, so if you're on the play against one of those tempo-y green or brokers decks, you can just get behind and never catch up. They can force you to make bad blocks, block a shield creature, or your creature dies, they just lose the shield counter. There's a lot they can do to sneak a win in. And their creatures are just bigger than yours, so you want to make sure that your mana is good and you can play stuff on turn 2. Well, this is why I shouldn't have been playing at this time. Was way too tired. Had a beer. And so I know I a couple of games I just make bonehead mana errors, right? And that's the other thing. You have to sequence your mana right in this format. You really do. There's so many tap lands. You got to think about, okay, if I play this tap land over this one on turn 2, what could I draw that I'm going to want, you know? So there's lots of different sequencing errors that you can make. I'm debating if I want to block. I probably shouldn't have blocked. Because I knew that I was going to do something else with my turn 2. Right? The other reason is I have Fairy Vandal to ambush their expendable lackey, and then I can just get a free kill. And now I can't do that. So that was the first mistake I made here, is trading right away. Now, one thing I can do, so I play Fairy Vandal. Well, I really need a land. Thankfully, I get one. I can just go Corrupt Court Official. I'm not able to get value here. I was hoping maybe I could get like a Connive creature, but I don't even know. I don't even think I have anything that draws me an extra card for 2 mana, so I know I'm not blocking, so I'm taking 3. So in reality, if I was playing this properly, I should have been able to double block that Newsy. I was hoping they would block and take the bait. I did not want to try to use the Xander's Lounge to cycle. I need the mana, and it's my splash color. There's just a lot. Here, I'm going to set up this trick. Fake your own death on Corrupt Court Official. This is a huge combo. Gives me a treasure. Make some discard. And this is how you're going to really get ahead on tempo. Yeah, that's a big game. Whenever you can do that, it feels fucking great. In this format, every card matters. Every single card matters. So now, it's no fun when I'm getting Court Official, though. Here we see Nightclubber being badass as usual. I want the card here. I don't think the 2/2 body is going to be super relevant. And that also grows my Fairy Vandal. So that's why I'm blitzing it in here. It's just incredible. And I also have Graveyard Shift. If I get a 5th card in the yard, I can use that as a flash creature. To flash in Nightclubber for a trick. And of course I can blitz in Pugilist here. They're not incentivized to block. So Pugilist will give me 5 different mana values in the yard, which means I can use Graveyard Shift at instant speed. And then I could shrink their Midnight Assassin so the Death Touch wouldn't kill my Vandal. So here, the correct play, I believe, is to blitz in Pugilist, hit him for 5, make a Devil, grow the Fairy Vandal to a 3/4, and then next turn I can either use Graveyard Shift to get back Nightclubber or Pugilist at instant speed. And now, they're not going to swing here, so they have terrible attacks, right? So they don't have attacks. They have to get rid of this Fairy Vandal here, which I think they're counting on Midnight Assassin to kill, so they don't want to use removal on it, maybe. Oh, this is absolutely brutal here. So now they have another 1/2. So the trick here is swing out and see if they block. They're at 9, so play patterns for your opponents tend to change when they're less than 10 life, and so they'll start making blocks that they probably shouldn't. And so this is exactly what I wanted to happen. They're stuck on 3 mana, of course, but this is devastating. Game over. Just wow. Nightclubber, Graveyard Shift, shenanigans, complete blowout, absolute destruction here. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You concede. I would rage quit. That's just ridiculous. Um yeah, that was terrible. It was mean. It was brutal. On to the next one. Good hand. Really good hand. Here, definitely want to play Waterfront District first. Actually, it's not a good hand. It's a very slow hand. We're on the play. But our first play is a blitzed in Girder Goons on 4. So, not good. And now we see a Metamorphosis. Not good. This is why you need 2 drops and 3 drops and stuff like that. You need stuff to do early game. Cards are too important in this format. And I think I screw up pretty bad in this game. Because I can always use Metamorphosis on that parcel, and I don't. I can use Metamorphosis to make that thing a 4/4 flyer and draw a card. You're pretty easy, just blitz in goons, get my 2/2. Opponent's got 4 colors of mana on turn 3. Pretty standard. Obviously would have been really nice if I would have had the extra 2 mana up for Fake Your Own Death, but it is what it is. Opponent's thinking for a good long while about it. Actually, our position here isn't bad. I think the misplays from being tired just kind of start creeping up on me here. Another non-creature, not what you want your hand to look like in this format. I have 5 instants and sorceries in my hand right now. Technically, I am winning this race, but opponent is up on cards here. Okay. So we get to lose. That helps to connive, and I have some shit I don't mind discarding. I am worried about a counterspell here from the opponent. They're not doing anything, so it could be... I mean, there's a lot it could be. Right. It could be sitting on removal. There's a lot. I don't use to lose right either. In this instance. So what I should be getting rid of is dig up the body or run out of town here. Now I can hit my land drops. So they can bounce this, they can exile it, or they can just try to lock it down with like a Sleep with the Fishes or something. Or hold for ransom, and then I don't get my card back. So one of the downsides of Toulouse, still a very powerful card. Out of the way. See, now my run out of town is exiled. It's gone. It's not when Toulouse leaves play, it's when Toulouse dies. That's when you get your cards back. So now it's just straight up exiled. So that was a pretty sweet 2-for-1 for the opponent. Still hit my land drops in this format. I've found that you're often constrained on mana because you have so much to do. You're rarely flooded. Also, you know, there's sack lands and stuff like that. So let's try this Toulouse thing again. My opponent really doesn't want me to cast Toulouse. I don't know how good Endless Detour is, and I'm still winning the race, so we're just chilling. We're just big chilling. Masked Bandit is really bad for us, with a token on the battlefield. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to kill that damn thing. Ideally, it's Toulouse into double block Majestic Metamorphosis, but we shall see if that works. Like, third time's the charm with Toulouse. We'll see if it can stick around here. I should be getting rid of probably Deal Gone Bad because I can't cast it. Toulouse with a Majestic Metamorphosis on it would be a 5/5. So I'd have to use Fake Your Own Death on it, and then the bandits would still kill the token. That I'm going to get regulated anyway. So here, what I should have done when they go to swing is Metamorphosis on the Ominous Parcel. That's what I should have done. And then I double block with Parcel and the 2/2. But I did not do that because I'm tired, because I'm stupid. That is 100% the correct play. Because I'm going at 5, and now I'm pretty screwed. I see a Broker's Initiate now, and I'm just pretty... I'm too far behind at this point. You get a Court Official here. I get another card out of opponent's hand. That's really, really good. And then we have a bunch of mana up to try to figure out what our options are. A bunch of tricks that we can utilize here. Obviously, we can't attack, but... So if I was playing this properly, Mass Bandits would already be dead. I'd be a card deeper in my library, and I'd have the same board state, and I think I can win this game from that point. Because I'm stuck on mana here. So I think, yeah, that was just a punt from me. And not reading the damn card. There's a lot of text on cards, and it's a new set. So these lessons are important. But this is one that I... should have known, because I know about the Metamorphosis on treasure stuff, and it should be top of mind for me. The fact that they did that pre-combat is really good for me. Because it makes me think there's probably not too many tricks that they could have here. So now I can deal Gone Bad. I mean, if I had played properly, I would be double blocking on Mayhem Patrol. Deal Gone Batting on the Regulator. And then I would have 5 more life than this. So I would be at 10. I don't even know if they could make the attack. Really needed that whack there. I think if we would have drawn the whack, we could have won this game. Because Broker's Initiative would just be 1 mana to kill it. It gives us 7, but it's not enough. So I do that. I go to 1. And then just have to hope our opponent has nothing. So they have 3 cards. They have a sack land, so I mean the odds of this is not with us. And we need, you know, we needed 1 more mana a lot here. So there's too much reach, too many ways to sneak in damage in this format. And they're just playing, it's not tilting me, but they have just like random cards. And then we draw a 5-drop, which is just not good. So even if we, you know, we could cast Dust Mangler, but then they just sack the 2/1 and they fly over for the win. So my only hope is to try to dig up the body, mill something that makes a difference here, and I don't even know what that is at this point. Yeah, we could have won this one. I definitely think we could have won if we read our damn cards. That Majestic Metamorphosis sat in our hand when it could have saved us 5 life, killed their creature. Yeah. Would have been very good. So Ledger Shredder, we can get that back. But again, we can't cast another creature. So we need another 2-drop. You know. Bummer. Huge bummer. Huge punt. But now we gotta rally. We just gotta do better. It is what it is. On to the next one. 1-1. Still tired, but gotta rally. No excuses. We'll see if we do. Alright. Terrible hand. I got them all. Much better hand here. Body dropper. And I goof up so bad. This is where I didn't sequence my damn mana right. So I completely screw that. So that's another mistake. That's the 3rd mistake in 3 games that I've made. I gotta clean this up. And I gotta think about these interactions more. And then I have to do better at thinking about 2 turns, 3 turns in the future. You know. Alright, now we can play our body dropper. So we missed out on a point of damage here. Next turn, if all goes well, we can pugilist, get in there. So this is pretty devastating if they don't have anything. Now they could have murder here, they could just murder body dropper, and that's really bad for us. So there's a case to be made for playing Reveteer's Outlook, going and grabbing a swamp, and then having fake your own death up on the body dropper. But look at us go. As opponent can't take that type of damage in this set. Now we get a Toulouse, which is really nice. Hopefully that draws us into some more action. Body Launderer. So because they took that damage last turn, now they're priced into blocking because they can't take more damage here. They just can't do it. So they know that we got something, but they could also be thinking, oh, they're just swinging with everything, and they're going to sack whatever I block to push damage to try to kill me before Body Launderer takes over. So they make the absolute worst block they could, because Fake Your Own Death on Devil doesn't bring the Devil token back because it gets exiled. But it does bring the Court Official back, kills their Body Launderer. They don't have any other creatures in the yard, so it doesn't get a creature back. And they got a discard again, so that's devastating. Plus, we have enough mana for Toulouse. One thing I'm worried about now is a sweeper. It's correct here to get rid of the swamp. That gains me a life for Riveteer's Outlook, plus it filters another land out of my deck, and I don't need lands, really, at this point. I guess I need a 7th land for Dust Mangler or something, but either way, I'd have land 7. Here, easy, sack the Toulouse, grow my Body Dropper, get my stupid swamp back. And swing with the team. Now we can still sack with Body Dropper for the final point of damage there. So we rallied. Our opponent really didn't do a whole lot, so we got lucky there, but we did sequence our mana in a very stupid way. It's very bad. So got to clean that up. And I mean, that's just a boneheaded thing. That's not like something that I'm worried about making that type of mistake. That's just more if you play tired, dumb shit's gonna happen. I'm more worried about those systemic type mistakes that I make, right? Like not reading about thinking about the different interactions on cards, or not thinking 2 turns ahead, or getting tunnel vision. Those are the type of play patterns that worry me more, that I want to clean up. So we should be undefeated so far if we play properly. So I think if we make that play in game 2 with Majestic Metamorphosis, I think we have so much card advantage, we do turn the corner there. And I mean, they just have to top deck like madmen to get out of it. So here, great hand. This is a fantastic hand. I have to sequence my mana, right? Let's see if I do it. So Toulouse needs 2 blue and a swamp to play, or 3 blue. So I have to make sure that my next 2 lands now, they have to be islands that I play. Let's see if I can figure it out. Well, I could Ominous Parcel here, go grab a mountain if I want. I've drawn 4 islands, so it'd be pretty hard for me to screw this up, right? Just got to play an island, play Toulouse. Celebrity Fencer is a dangerous card. I have respect for that card now. So I see a swamp. and I play the fucking swamp. An idiot. Like, that's a game-losing gameplay here. I have to get used to those hybrid mana cards. It's just game-losing. That is a mistake that will cost a game. I missed my entire turn 3, missed card advantage, and now I'm getting I mean, I couldn't have blocked, but like it completely derails my entire game plan here. It's so bad. So I should have been cracking back for 3 this turn. I should have been a card deeper in the library. I could have gotten rid of one of these stupid islands. And now, like, if I draw a 4-drop here, I'm going to be super upset. Well, I couldn't have played that 4-drop, I guess. Will to lose if this is a... Alright, it's another stupid island, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I think I goofed this up, too. So the correct thing to do is get rid of the island. Because if they bounce to lose, if they lock it down, if they exile it, I lose my pugilist here. And they witness protection it, which also means I will not get pugilist. So that was another huge mistake. I got to get rid of the island. Fuck the counter. Yeah. And now we have to kill the fencer with parcel. That's going to take up turn 5. So witness protection, even when Toulouse dies, I don't get my card back because it loses abilities and the trigger for Toulouse is on death. And at the point it dies, it still has no ability text. So any sort of pump here, and we're probably going to lose this game. And a lot of that is because I just screwed up. Screwed up my mana. And then exposed myself. Now they do only have 1 card in hand, so I'm still favored to win, oddly enough, if they can't pump Fencer. But if they were to be able, if they had any way to save their Fencer there, we lose the game. Because it's unblockable, and we have no removal in hand. There's the mountain. So now we could have played Pugilist or blitzed it in. Would have been so much better for us because then we could have blitzed it, then dug up the body on a later turn, or faked its own death, right? And then it would have come back. So going Pugilist into fake your own death is game swinging, game winning play, right? So just a total fuck up here. I did my best to lose this game. Somehow, we'll see if we can pull it out. Here's where I discover that I don't get my pugilist back. Yep, it's exiled. Oh yeah. Because that's just how witness protection or whatever works. Yeah, getting rid of an island, not screwing around here. And then I can blitz in goons, or I can play a couple of 2-drops. I elect to play the 2-drops, get some value. I'm doubting my opponent has lands in their hand. They don't. 4-color deck. Not sure what their deck is doing, so I got lucky in that regard. I gotta clean this up before I build my rank back up here. I haven't played in a while, so my rank's low. I haven't played probably in 2 months, but like once I'm in Mythic, this stuff ain't gonna fly. Witness Protection again. This is why Witness Protection's a bad card. Because on this board state, I'm still left with the 1/1. Don't need the land. I don't care. Rapine Silencer's a 1/1 here. Don't care. And at this point, I just want to beat him down. Here's the pièce de résistance. Our opponent is officially a mad lad, by the way. Off their single island, they are wrecking me with Majestic Metamorphosis, double witness protection program, and I'm just left with a lot of legitimate business people. Yep, there it is. The Mad Lad. I could get another Rapine Silencer out of the yard. I don't think that's worth it. They are going to get a Seraph next turn, but I have Clubber and Fake Your Own Death to take it out. So I'm not too worried about it. So my hope is that they block. I mean, honestly, I don't really care what they block because I either shed a Witness Protection or I get to make them discard their last card. Well, I guess I don't get to make them discard their last card now, but either way, doesn't matter to me. So that was the best thing they could have blocked. For sure. It's annoying. But now we just get him with Clubber. And we have 4 mana up for the Infiltrator, which is a 5/5 flyer. The question is, do we play around a top deck sweeper? I don't think we do here. We do have Graveyard Shift to get Infiltrator back, so they need to top deck Sweeper into Kill Spell, and they don't. So huge misplay. Luckily was bailed out because I'm not sure what the hell the opponent was doing. Maybe they're a new player, but all good. All good. We got there. Now my army of legitimate business people, they will swing over for the win. And that is why I don't think Witness Protection is a very good card. One of the reasons. Right now, we're going to clean up the play. Now we're getting back into the swing of things. Now we're going to clean up the play. We're going to play better. And we're going to do what we got to do to finish this out. We should have been undefeated at this point, and a lot of our mistakes just aren't going to fly when we get into higher ranking. So, got to do better. This is where we clean it up. Bad hand on the draw, but we are going to keep. That was a very lucky draw. Gives us a red for Pugilist to blitz that in on turn 4. We can only hope that our opponent doesn't have a quick start here, or else we're pretty screwed. And technically that was a bad play as well. Should have played the Waterfront District first anyway, in case I draw a 2-drop that's black, like Corrupt Court Official or something. This is a terrible sign for us. We have a very slow hand. Normally our deck is pretty good against Throng because we have Expendable Lackeys and we have Corrupt Court Official. But this is really bad for us. Really bad. So we're going to have to actually play well for once in order to get out of this. Now they show a celebrity fencer. I mean, this is dire right now. So the thought is I can play Blitzen Pugilist here, get the 1/1 that can kill 2 Throngs. Or I can sack the Devil to Body Dropper at some point to kill a Throng. And a Lackey is a fantastic draw here. This allows us now to kill a bunch of Throngs and shit. They have 4 of them. 4 of them. Ridiculous. All right, second red. If we would have known that was coming, I mean, it would have been 100% correct just to play Body Dropper last turn, but it is what it is. Because, yeah. Here I'm debating if I just want the fat out there. This way, if I play the 4-drop here, next turn I can play Body Dropper and hold up Metamorphosis, or play Body Dropper and hold up Run Out of Town. So I think that's the correct play there, because this sets me up for next turn to try to turn the corner on the opponent. We're lucky that they're stuck on mana here. Very lucky. So now it's, do I go to 6? Or do I try to double block? So they're giving me this here, and I can take 5, go to 6. Now, if they didn't play the Socialite, I probably try to double block the Fencer. They clearly have something. So they're prize fighting first. That leaves the Devil alive. Really, really bad for me. So I could play Tramway Station to set myself up so I can sack twice in a turn going forward, but now I'm going to have to run out of town here. So what I can do, luckily they pre-combat did that. That makes my decision a lot easier. Now they're going to swing with both. And I can just run out of town the Fencer. But they have 4 mana available, though, so, I mean, it's tough. We're in a tough spot. And want to give them every opportunity to fuck up. So we're going to assign blockers first. At this point, I know they have something. So they could have another trick. We can make a fish token to block a Throng here. We draw to lose. So we can play to lose, play Tramway Station, and have Metamorphosis up, or we can get the Lackey token out there. So because they have Jewel Thief, I think it's correct to discard Island. And I guess I want the counter. Not sure if that's correct. I know I have Metamorphosis here, but they're playing white and blue, so they could sleep with the fish. I can sacrifice it, though, so maybe it's correct to do what I did. This way, I get maximum value. Now, Zayatora is a ridiculous, one of the best bombs in the set. At this point, I'm thinking I'm just dead, right? I am completely screwed at this point. So I gotta think about what the hell's going on here. So if I can get Graveyard Shift to 5, I can use it as a flat. I have 1, 2, 3, 8 mana. So if I can Graveyard Shift to 5, I have I can Graveyard Shift a Syndicate dude back at instant speed and Metamorphosis it to make it a 6/6 and draw a card, which is how I'm going to be able to win the game. Or I mean, what I need to do is just get the Metamorphosis is what makes me have 5 different values here. So I'm counting. So I have 0, 5, 5, a 2, and a 1 in there now. So casting Metamorphosis on Infiltrator makes it a 6/6, and they're going to try to fly in and make me chump here. So I just have to hope that they don't have anything. It's my only option. Six, 6. So it was technically a 1-for-1 because we drew a card, but we're still alive. Now the opponent, they don't have their bomb, and so they just got to start dumping out their hand. What they should have done, all they had to do to win that game was play their Spars Adjudicators. If they play Spars Adjudicators, they win. Now I top deck a Dusk Mangler with 8 mana. So this is huge. I can't obviously lose 4 life. And I don't think they're going to block. So I have to do it this way. And I have to sacrifice my Toulouse. That forces them to sacrifice a creature. It grows my Body Dropper, so now that can trade with Jewel Thief, and I take no trample. And they go to 7. And I have Fake Your Own Death for next turn, so that's part of looking forward, right? So I took this game, my opponent played a little bit differently, from a 100% loss to potentially being able to win it. So this was a cool one to play. Now you can see they're getting a little desperate. Another seller, they're just dumping their hand out, and what they need to do is play that Adjudicators, because now I got the win. If they don't block, so I think I have to go for it here. And swing with both. The correct thing for them to do is block, or block and chump the Mangler. But they get a little bit greedy, and they want to double block the Mangler and take the 3. That's exactly what I wanted them to do. So now all I have to do, I'm getting in for 3 with Body Dropper. So I just Fake Your Own Death on the Mangler. Kill both their creatures. They go to 4. And now they're dead to the Mangler. That one felt really good. So, redeemed myself a little bit. Although I did make some minor errors that game, I think I was looking forward over the next couple of turns, which is really good for me. So I got to get better at that. And Mangler got to win. Anytime you're able to cheat in a Mangler, feels really good. And then, oh man, my opponent also, they must be kicking themselves because they just had the win. If they make my creature unable to block there, they just kill me. So there's a keep. Here, we have a 2-drop on turn 2. We're on the draw, so we get an extra crack at getting some lands. All we need is, well, we still do need 2 land drops, so that's rough, but Body Dropper is a good 2-drop. The format isn't super fast, so And now if I draw an island, I think the correct play pattern, because I can't block that Jetmir's Fixer anyway, because they can pump in response. I think the correct play pattern is to Fairy Vandal at end of their turn. But maybe that's wrong. Now we play Fairy Vandal, and then the turn after we Majestic Metamorphosis, and or we blitz in the Pugilist. We grow the Vandal, and we're feeling pretty good at that point. So opponent's going to need something good here. They already mulliganed as well, so they're down on cards. Oh, they had the fight spell. That sucks for us. We're still going to be able to grow the Body Dropper. I think at this point we might want to cycle Xander's Lounge, but we'll see. We're going to crack in for a bunch here. So we're happy about that. We're going to grow our Body Dropper. And then we have ways to deal with that Jetmir's Fixer with Deal Gone Bad and Whack. So if they pump it, not a big deal. We get a fake here. Not great on Body Dropper because it loses the counters when it comes back. And then we see Rocco. This is horrible. That card is such a beating. It is devastating. What we can do is now we get a free attack with Body Dropper. What I should have done is attack first, probably. But then they just, yeah. Then they just block with Rocco instead of try to double block. So, is what it is. All right. So I have Metamorphosis, which would turn Body Dropper into a 6/6. That's a decent trick. Also, it can block the Jewel Thief. I can just swing for 4, get him to 7. At this point, I decide to chill. I don't want to take 5 on the crackback here and go to 10. That's obviously a great sign for me. They're not doing anything. They're on 2 cards here. We're on 5. Life is looking good. Plus, that's such a fantastic draw. This card is so good. And combining that with a Fake Your Own Death, oh my goodness. Just ridiculous. So now we got a real card out of their hand. And we can swing and eat both their, or trade for both their creatures if we want. Or we can deal Gone Bad in response to them pumping the Fixer. They think they got us here. So we're going to let them do what they got to do. And then we can shrink it. Or, yeah, we could just grow our thing. It's risky. Probably did that wrong. But it worked out. They discarded Ballroom Dancers or whatever, which makes me think they have a really good card in their hand, because that, with the treasure, could have helped them out a lot. So we'll have to see what they got here. I know I have a Fake Your Own Death. I'm winning this race, so I am feeling good at this point. So now I have a Fake Your Own Death and a Deal Gone Bad. So they're wise to us. That's okay. I can still deal Gone Bad, that Jewel Thief. I think I want to keep my Body Dropper here. I do lose my counters, which is a huge bummer, but I think it's important to keep that. With our opponent at 6, you know. Mill myself, of course. This takes them off of blockers. Unfortunately, I get rid of my dig up the body, which would have been really nice. Or Dust Mangler would have been really nice. But it is what it is. Perfect top deck. Perfect. They have to put that on bottom, or they're dead next turn. Unless they have another creature in their hand, I guess. But if they did, they wouldn't be able to cast both in the same turn. Because then I could just sack to Body Dropper, give it Menace, deal 3. They didn't find it. And so now we have them dead 2 different ways. So they'd have to kill Goons and Dropper. So they were able to kill one of them, but I don't want them to gain the life here. So I'm going to sack. Draw my card and swing over for the win. Played that one a little better. I still think I made some minor mistakes here and there, like attacking in with Majestic Metamorphosis was kind of sketchy. Yeah. Maybe I was supposed to go for it there because Metamorphosis gave me a card as well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Alright, gonna need some land, but we get a chance to see if Ledger Shredder does anything. I keep thinking Ledger Shredder is one of those cards that when you connive, it connives, but it's double spelling. Double spelling is a lot harder than drawing a second card in your main phase. Or during your turn. Or 2 cards a turn, whatever. Alright. So I want to get the 1-3 down. This does kind of screw me up for Raffine Silencer, but I can't. But I get to have my cake and eat it too. Of course, this does take us off Pugilist here, which I do want to blitz in if I could. We're run out of town. So Silencer's looking pretty good here. Good defensive wall, have evasion. Sawjack really messes us up. And now, we can't do anything. I could still swing with the Silencer, but I don't like that trade. I don't like trading that 1-for-1. So we're going to wait until we can deal Gone Bad the Sawjack, or whack something, or sneak in there with the Pugilist. Now we have Metamorphosis. So Metamorphosis on Silencer works. Because it becomes a 5-5 because of the counter. And then the Sawjack becomes a 4-3. But I still think it's better if they have a trick or something here. Or I don't even know what. To just kill it with Deal Gone Bad. And then if they have a trick, they have to show us. You have Bouncer's Beatdown, which is ridiculous. Exiles. And we lose our Corrupt Court Official, which would have been really nice here. But it is what it is. Security Rocks is rough. Things are massive. I do want to get the Fairy Vandal down and working, so I think it's between... I think the correct play is just to blitz in Goons and get a 2-2. But I don't know why my opponent doesn't block the Devil here. They should block the Devil and just eat it. And then I only deal them 1 extra point. But they don't block the devil and they leave me the token, which is hugely relevant. And it was a mistake from me not to use goons there. So that gives me my 5th mana. And now, see, the devil trades for Chrome Cat. So that's just huge for me. I do take 5, but I'm confident with my hand. I can win this race, and I know I'm going to be up on cards. So I could just straight up cast goons here and try to trade it for the rocks and save whack for something. I know they have white, so I kind of want my discount on it. But we'll see what we can do. Odds are they're going to have something here for goons. And they do exile again with our on-death trigger thing. It's just terrible for us. Terrible for us. They had amazing removal, although they gave us a treasure, which means we can double spell, so that's really good. We'll flood it here. Sketched out. So I want to use the ability on Ledger Shredder to draw a card and pump the Vandal. Don't need any more lands. Fake your own death might be relevant, so... Now the thing I'm worried about is just sweepers. Next turn, I can double spell as well to pump everything. So opponent's at 10. If they don't play anything that can block here, we can just win. So I don't think there's anything... they could have... So Torch Breath doesn't do it here. So we just have the win on board. Question is, will we see it? This gets the pump on Fairy Vandal to get us to 7. And then casting this gets us to 9. So all we need to do is draw a spell, and we did. And then we can pump the Shredder and get in there for its Xyz. That was a good one. That was a good win. I was lucky that we drew that spell, but we got in there. I did not know I was going to be able to kill my opponent before I made that attack, so... Alright. Just got one more to go. Final boss, potentially. See if we can get a good hand here. It's not the worst. We can sack Parcel for a swamp, and that unlocks our hand. If I was smart, I would have played Island first. Not punished. Not punished. Correct thing here is to play District because that gets us to 3. On turn 3, and that's all that Ominous Parcel would do anyway, is get us to 3 on turn 3. So can play a Silencer now. Connive. We do want that land, so we can go ahead and discard one of these Infiltrators. We have the Trick. We have Graveyard Shift to get it back at instant speed, potentially, so... we have both of our Syndicate Infiltrators in our hand, which is really sweet. Alright. Unfortunately, we don't have an untapped land there. But I can Majestic Metamorphosis to try to ambush this Jewel Thief. But do I go for it, would be the question. Because it turns Silencer into a 5/5. I could just get in front of it and kill it with Silencer, or they could just swing with Mayhem Patrol. Opponent is off to a very good start. Premier 2-drop into Premier 3-drop. And they have a grip full of cards. So they are looking good this game. We're 100% in a worse position. Opponent is playing conservatively. I think if they were more aggressive, things would have probably gone better for them. Another Mayhem Patrol, not what we wanted to see. What I could have done is Majestic Metamorphosis on the Parcel and double block the Patrol, which would have been better. The fact that I didn't sack that land means I'm kind of in shitty shape here. Sack the Parcel for a land prior, because then now I don't have Metamorphosis. I can double block the Mayhem Patrols. If they swing out, I double block Thief, use Silencer to kill a Patrol. If they just swing with the Patrols, I double block one of the Patrols. They kill the Court Official, I kill a Patrol. This is bad. This is really bad. Now we're going to take a ton of damage this turn. And they are swinging out. So now I got some math to do here. So I'm pretty sure I want to get in front of Captain. So my thought is they want to kill the Silencer and kill the crew captain off of it, and then be left. All they have is a Mayhem Patrol and Thief on board. They're going to correctly order blockers here. So this is looking terrible for me right now. And I really need land, but yeah. I'm just taking way too much damage. I'm taking 9 damage going to 8 here. My hand is not good. Because 5 mana, even if I draw an untapped land, I can't double spell. I'd have to draw a 1-drop in order to get anywhere as far as double spelling, which is really how I'm going to get back in this, is by double spelling. So I have 5 mana. I gotta play Syndicate Infiltrator here or Deal Gone Bad. I gotta do one of them. So my thoughts are, if I Deal Gone Bad that Jewel Thief, I can block Crew Captain and then kill the Mayhem Patrol. Still super awkward for me, but so the best thing they could do for me is try to fight me with Jewel Thief. I was hoping that would fill up my yard for Graveyard Shift, but was not to be. Roast Master's a problem too. Huge problem. So, I mean, even a casualty card at this point would be nice, but I'm just drawing lands. Still not enough to double spell. Still looking really awkward for me. I don't have any 3s in the yard. So 3s do turn on 5 mana value cards. But again, another super awkward turn. This does give me blocks, but now I'm starting to take pings from Roastmaster. So I gotta have a solution for that. Opponent's on 4 lands, so they're drawing very well. Unfortunately for them, everything they have is 2 toughness. So this gives me 7, which means I can pump my stuff, and I can double spell. I can also sack Waterfront District to draw a card, if nothing happens, so. I think I want to do this now. I think correct would be to do this after their draw step, to take them off Roastmaster for another turn after that, but because they're just going to put this on top here. So I think the correct thing to do is after their draw step, do that, and it takes them off at that. So that's another minor mistake there from me. Still have to kill that damn Roastmaster, or I'm in trouble. Court Official for the last card in their hand. That's great for me. And it leaves me with 5 mana. So I can Graveyard Shift or Metamorphosis. So that Crew Captain would have killed me the next turn. Crazy. Of course. A fucking course. They get a 6/3 Trampler off the top. Off the damn top. So at the end of the day, I mean, if they would have cast that the turn before, this is what screws them over, is this attack. They should have waited another turn. Because I have too much going on here. I know that all I have to do is survive this. Even if they wait to play Pummeler so they can pump Fixer. It's better for them. But see what I can do now, I can cast Metamorphosis that pumps Infiltrator to a 5/5. Have Court Official at a 4/4 draw card. Rafine Silencer blocking the Captain. And then killing the Mayhem Patrol, and I only take 1. Now, if they would have kept the mana up and had Jetmir's Fixer, would have been a different story, and I would have been in a lot more trouble. I think. I would have had to lose another card. But now I'm going to be able to kill their entire board. I'm going to kill. And I am going to lose 1 creature doing so. Because they could have pumped twice and traded with Court Official. Now they just lose everything for 1. So that was a 4 for 1. Because I got to draw a card. I got my Ledger Shredder. I have Graveyard Shift at instant speed. So I can play Ledger Shredder here. Now what I should have potentially done is Graveyard Shift to grow the Ledger Shredder and then Connive. But I did kind of want to ambush them. I know they're top decking here, but I'm at 3, so I'm being probably too careful. And I have good double blocks here. Infiltrator plus Shredder. It's not a good double block because I have a damn thing with a shield counter. But I should have just made the double block, but honestly, I should be triple blocking at this point with both Infiltrators in case they have Pump. Because if they have Pump, well, they kill me, right? If they have the green X spell or whatever. Venom Connoisseur is not great for me, but then I draw a Dust Mangler and all is well. Top deck of the century, fantastic. So I got to sack the Connoisseur, and I can get in for 6. That's, that's pretty good. That's the first damage we dealt to the opponent. So I think I made some minor mistakes there, and they keep drawing well. They keep just drawing so damn well. So now I need to have an answer to Mr. Orfeo, which I do. Goons is good. If I get this in, so what I should have done here, is my last mistake, is not swung with the Court Official. Because they're forced to block to chump the Goons, and they go to 3. But if they top deck a Girder Goons of their own, or a Blitz creature with 3 power or more, we're just dead. We're just dead. But they don't. So I should have kept Court Official back in case they top decked a Girder Goons. And then we would have won. But that was another huge mistake. Huge mistake. Because they still would have been forced to chump the Goons, even without the Court Official. So. Yeah. Stumbled through that one. That's why we don't play tired, but it was still a lot of fun to play. The deck was super fun. Love the gameplay patterns in this format. I'm happy about it. So we'll take it. We take those every day. Still want to get in that white-blue deck and try it out, or white-green, but having a lot of fun with Maestro colors.